Let's head downstairs now. Thoughts of the manager, Buck Showalter, Verizon Wireless, the post-game comments with the skipper.
Yeah, you know, baseball is it's great exposure of strengths and weaknesses, and you know that ball will find you, and the situation will find you, and you'll get another opportunity. You know, as much as it breaks your heart, it gives you another opportunity, and felt good for him.
Buck, you didn't get a change of call, and it never seemed like you got irate. How come you were out there discussing that play with the umpire as long as you were?
Well, first of all, Jerry, I don't think he lets me go that long unless he, you know, Jerry's one of the best umpires in the game. He's crew chief, and he was very adamant that he got it right. I don't know that when I go out there for sure. You know, I asked somebody, but I'm not going to do the replay thing on him. You know, the thing that I thought second base umpire was making a signal too. That's what made me. But Jerry was adamant about it and didn't feel like he needed any help multiple times. So, you know, more times than not, umpires you can go through 5 or 6 spots where you could make a call not matter, and we did that tonight. You know, that doesn't mean what would happen afterwards. Obviously, I've seen the replay like y'all have, and you can see how it's a real tough call. But, you know, Jerry wants to get it right, and they all do. And he felt like he did. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you don't necessarily have to take credit for this yourself, but what's the difference between this Orioles team that you've watched the past 4 days and the one you watched previously from afar?
You know, anybody that sits and watches, and I told them all the time this at ESPN in those meetings, you know, sit there and watch a game, and then be there in the clubhouse, in the dugout, on the planes, you know, you don't know. So I'm not going to sit here and smugly say, you know, I knew everything. And, you know, I know why we're carrying 13 pitchers, you know. I'm not going to come in here and go, geez, what? I know, you know, the challenges that have been here. So I'm not going to, I never at ESPN or wherever at home said, you know, why don't they do this? What's wrong with this? You know, until you're in their shoes and walking, there's a lot of things that go on with a club and an organization that you're not aware of. So, no, it's, you know, so far so good. The guys are playing hard and getting some return for it, and I'm happy for them.
But after three nights of this and then this, are you kind of expecting them now to pull one out like that?
No, of course. I'm going to feel that way anytime. What other way are we supposed to feel? You know, I don't know. I ain't in on the alternative. No, that's why you get up in the morning. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity every day.
Look, Burgesson is, you know, there's a lot of talk a couple of weeks ago about him possibly pitching for his spot in the rotation. Now, back-to-back times, he's pitched really well. What did you see from him today?
Same thing you did. You know, he was aggressive, had great tempo, strike zone. You know, I think we walked one guy, very few walks tonight in the game period. But he was going to have to match. You know, and the other starters on time, you know, you're going to face good starters. That's why they call it the big leagues, and you got to match them and give your team a chance. And he did more than give us a chance. You know, he never gave in there. I thought, you know, to let him leave in that spot. You know, he got a big play by Wiggy there. That shouldn't go unnoticed. I know it isn't by us, but that was a big play by Wiggy. That's a tough play for a right-hand first baseman.
Did you like his decisiveness on the play? Needless to say, you liked the result.
That's why the veteran, you know, the guys, there was another play, a chopper, that he came and got. A lot of guys stayed back on that ball. Of course, after Koji, I don't think he was real confident about somebody covering first.
How big was it, Nick, going from first to third on that hit?
Well, it changes a lot of things, too. You know, the tough one there is with Luke. You always got to think about what if you do this, you do that. And, you know, I tell you, the toughest call tonight was probably with Izzy compared to Patty there. But, you know, we had a pop there to win a game. There wasn't anywhere, you know, not that you feel any different one way or the other. But, you know, did it change it? Sure. There were some things that changed. You know, that takes away, this guy's a big split finger, makes him a lot more tentative about the split with a man on third base. It's about 90 feet. You know, just, you know, I think sometimes because, well, there's nobody out, there's 2 outs, so, you know, we're going to be real passive. It's not always the case.
Buck, you talked about throwing guys back out there, kind of seeing what they're made of. I mean, what did Simone show you there tonight? It looked like he was throwing some pretty nasty stuff.
Oh, he was outstanding. He was a pretty good matchup there, we felt like. You know, he's, you know, probably have to back off him tomorrow, but win a baseball game, we'll worry about next day when it comes. But he was, you could tell he had a good, confident look in his eye. Was really trusting, you know, what he was featuring.
How much easier does winning make the transition back to the dugout for you?
What comes first, you know, chicken or the egg?
And do you think, win or lose, it's been a just a seamless transition back, or is
that's not for me to say. I know it. You ride the bicycle a little harder each day. It's more clerical things that you get back in the groove with, the tempo of your day, so to speak. We had the lunch in the day and then I wouldn't miss that for the world, but then you play catch up. Things you go through just from history that's worked for you that, you try to go through in a course of a day. That's why day games are a little more of a challenge. But the feel part of it, just because of trying to familiarize yourself with the players, that's a little bit of a challenge, and not get ahead of yourself and lean on some people that know them. But the actual game part of it, being in the American League, knowing a lot of the managers and things they like to do and not do, that's come. So far, I've been comfortable with it, but I'm never completely comfortable.
Was that a nice timing for you to be here? It seems like tradition is very important to you to be here right as Gloria Oates. When I talked to Gloria and found out that they were coming in for that, I got off the phone and kind of said, wow, it's when you really realize things kind of happen for a reason sometimes. I'll tell you, anybody that didn't go to weren't able to go to the luncheon day, that was pretty cool. Tomorrow will be too. Okay, thank you. See y'all tomorrow.